1,000,001 Nights YouTube channel presents The Story of Business and Generosity.
Today I'll take you to a time when genies granted wishes, jinns controlled human souls, and many wonders could be found in the bazaars. I'll guide you through a journey that will last 1,000,001 nights.
The Story of Business and Generosity. Once upon a time, there was a merchant who had a running account with a grocer in the market. He had sold various goods to the grocer and received payments for them. Whenever he needed small and miscellaneous items, he would order them from the grocer, who would send the items to the merchant's house through his apprentice. The grocer would then give an invoice to the merchant, and they agreed to settle their accounts at the end of the year. At the end of the year, they sat down at the grocer's shop to review their accounts for the past year. Both had recorded their debits and credits in their ledgers, and the total amount was around 10,000 coins. However, the results in their ledgers differed. According to the merchant's ledger, the grocer owed 11 coins, while according to the grocer's ledger, only 10 coins were left unsettled. The grocer wanted to pay the 10 coins and settle their account, but the merchant wouldn't accept it, insisting that the outstanding amount was 11 coins. Neither of them would budge.
I am a man of modest means, and I have kept track of every small transaction for an entire year. Since you are a merchant, you should overlook this 1 coin difference.
An account must be precise. There's no two ways about it. We need to find and resolve the discrepancy. It doesn't make sense for me to overlook 1 coin. You don't deserve to be forgiven, and if I were to disregard 1 coin amounts, I wouldn't have become wealthy. Wealth and possessions accumulate 1 coin at a time, adding up to 1,000 coins. There's no reason for me to turn a blind eye to what I am rightfully owed.
In the end, when they couldn't reach an agreement, they decided to go through all the detailed accounts together, compare them, and find the discrepancy. They did just that, sitting from morning until evening, reading each transaction one by one. They found the mistake and realized that the merchant's ledger was correct, and the grocer had made an error in totaling the accounts.
Now the truth is on your side, but please overlook this 1 coin. You sold the goods in 1 lot, while all the items I provided were small and keeping track of their accounts was difficult. This 1 coin has value in my business, but it has no impact on your life.
Everything you say is true, but an account is important, and I have a habit of being strict and precise in my accounting. If I wanted to overlook the 1 coin, I wouldn't have spent my time reviewing the accounts from morning till now.
Finally, the grocer conceded and paid the outstanding 11 coins, closed their ledgers, and the merchant said goodbye and left to go back to his trading house. The grocer's apprentice, who had been observing the situation from the shop, said to his master,
"I've been taking goods to this man's house for a year, and I forgot to get a tip. I'll go after him now to get it."
This man won't even give a penny. Don't waste your time and embarrass yourself.
"No, I will claim what's rightfully mine. If he doesn't give it, then so be it."
He ran after the merchant and caught up with him in the middle of the market.
"Our accounts are settled, but you didn't give me my apprentice's tip. I was expecting a gratuity from you and forgot to mention it."
The merchant put his hand in his pocket and gave the 11 coins he had received from the grocer to the apprentice.
Here's your tip.
The apprentice took the money, thanked him, and returned to the shop. As soon as he arrived, the grocer said,
What a naive kid you are. This man argued from morning till evening over 1 coin, and he didn't take his hand off my head until he settled the account and got it. He wasn't even embarrassed in front of our shop neighbors about his reputation and dignity. And then you run after him, hoping for a tip. Now did you see that he had no good intentions?
The apprentice reached into his pocket, pulled out the 11 coins, and said,
"Why not? I told him he hadn't given me my tip, and he gave me these 11 coins and left."
The grocer was astonished and thought to himself,
This is very strange. My apprentice is not that well-mannered or eloquent for me to say he earned this as a reward for his politeness and upbringing. Also, he is not so good-looking for me to suspect the merchant and think perhaps he wanted to impress the boy with his generosity in order to deceive him. It's surprising that this miserly man, who wasted an entire day over 1 coin, would give 11 coins as a tip.
The day passed, and every day the grocer wondered about the merchant's character, until one day the merchant was passing by. The grocer called out to him, asked about his well-being, and said,
I saw something strange from you, and I want to know the reason for it. On the day we were reviewing the account, you argued from morning to evening over a 1 coin difference, exhausting both me and yourself. You didn't let go of that 1 coin until you got it, and my neighbors were amazed by your accounting and strictness. Yet you gave my apprentice 11 coins as a tip, and I want to know what was behind that strictness and this generosity.
Don't be surprised. I am a meticulous man, and my job is buying and selling. Accounts, ledgers, work, business, and trade must be accurate, and even 1 coin counts. However, tipping is a separate matter. Your apprentice has brought cheese, yogurt, and other items to my house for a year, and if I had taken them myself, he wouldn't have had to go through this trouble. When he asked for a tip, I didn't have the heart to give him less. So, I decided to give him all 11 coins. My strictness over 1 coin was a matter of accounting. The goods have a known price, and our accounts were based on our agreement, but a tip has no fixed price, and is a matter of generosity. As the translation of an old Persian saying goes, count pennies when you earn, scatter gold when you give.
As we conclude this chapter, we thank you for being a part of this captivating journey. To stay tuned for the next thrilling story, simply subscribe and hit that like button. Your support means the world to us. Until next time.